You played through the tutorial and are ready to explore the world of Arknights. But there's a problem. You are overwhelmed by the menus and scared of spending things you shouldn't. Don't worry, today I am here to explain what each resource is and how you can get more of them. Let's start with what we see on the home screen. This is a new account. I played on it for a bit less than 2 hours and finished chapter 1. On the top right side, you can see LMD, or random, and Originate Prime. And bigger below them, you see the Sanity. LMD is a basic farmable resource used to level up your operators and to cover other minor expenses, such as using the recruitment system and converting materials. You can get LMD from missions, from farming, we will talk a bit more about how to farm later, and from your base. The second resource in the top bar is a random, used solely to roll for operators in the gacha system. And the third resource is OP, for Originum Prime. This is equivalent to cash in other games. There are 3 uses for OP. The first one is converting to a random, at a rate of 1 to 180. That means 100 OP equals to 30 pulls. The second use is to buy skins. And the third use is to refresh your sanity. Sanity is what allows you to play the game. It costs sanity to enter a stage, and it slowly refreshes by itself 1 point every 6 minutes, or 10 per hour. When you spend OP to refresh your sanity, it refreshes an amount equal to your max sanity, and the higher doctor level is, the higher the max sanity is, capping at 135. Besides OP, the game gives you potions that you will use to refresh an amount of sanity, and you can get more of them with purchasable choices. Let's have a look at the shop, and then we will come back and see where to get more of each. In the Originum page, you can spend money to buy OP. This is why I said OP is cash. In the packs page, there are many bundles that you can buy with money, but here at the end, you will have what we call level packs. Both the free pack and the OP pack you should buy whenever they become available. Those packs will keep showing up until level 70, and even if you are a sworn free-to-play, the value of the OP pack is much higher than the OP you will spend. Just for reference, you will get the exact same amount of a random from the pack as if you were converting OP directly to a random, and you will get a lot of extra goodies as well. The outfit page is where you will find skins. Everyone can get this Fang skin for free, and the other skins available will always be rotating. That means they are available for a limited time, but they will come back in the future. There are rare exceptions, but we won't talk about them here. And I should note, every skin in this game, no exception, is only cosmetic. There is no gameplay advantage. Let's jump the certificate page for a moment. The furniture page is where you can buy furniture for your base. You can buy individual pieces and make your own dorm, but if you buy a complete set, you don't need to bother your creative mind. Just keep in mind, if you want to buy a complete set for your base, buy the sets that have 5000 ambience. This is the max. You can buy furniture with furniture parts, which you get from missions and events. You can farm furniture parts if you want, I will show you later. The credit store page is a rotating daily store with random materials. You get credits every day just from having a base built and coming to this page. There is no reason to save credits. If the date changes while you have more than 300 credits, they just vanish and you are left with 300. Also, there are 3 free operators here in the credit store. The third one appears after you finish buying the first 2. Now, the certificate page. We have many sections here. Let's go in order. Commendations, or green certs, are acquired every time you get an operator. So doing recruitments and rolling the gacha will supply you with this currency. It is a waste not to spend green certs, since they are plentiful and can buy you many valuable resources to raise your operators. But just like in the rest of this page of the shop, there are items you should avoid, at least until you know what you are doing. For green certs, avoid these vouchers in the third page. I won't enter details, but these options are not worth your certs. Distinctions, or yellow certs, are a very hard to get currency. You can get yellow certs the same way you get green certs, but you only get them from higher rarity operators. The only 3 options you should consider here are the first 3. You can use yellow certs to buy operators or pulls. The operators you'll see in the yellow shop are the operators available at the standard banner, and they rotate with the banner. As for the pulls, These options give you a total of 38 pulls for 258 certs. Don't buy it unless you can buy everything, it's wasteful otherwise. It is always statistically better to buy operators than to buy pulls, but of course, that only makes sense if you want the operators available, so both options are good. The rest of the yellow shop is only worth considering after you know what you are doing, so don't stress about it. Certificates, or vouchers, are a farmable currency and are given to you on missions as well. You can buy these free operators with vouchers and also cheap catalysts, which are used to raise higher rarity operators. The rest of the shop is only for when you know what you are doing. Headhunting parametric models are acquired from limited banners. Each pull you do in a limited banner will equal 6 of this currency. You also get some of it when you start your account. Don't worry too much about this section, just use what you have to buy the expensive mats you need. But let me note, only buy the expensive mats on the left. The more you scroll, you get to more common mats that can be annoying to farm at the beginning, but they cost too much. Don't buy them. And to finish the shop, intelligence certification. Those are only obtainable by veteran players who played the game for more than a year. How they work is, after 1 year passes, an event comes back in a rerun. During the rerun, players can get the same rewards from the original event, but veterans who already have the furniture of said event will instead get this currency, so nothing here is for you for now. Let's have a look at the recruitment and the gacha now. The recruitment system uses LMD and recruitment permits to give you an operator. If you look closely, the higher the amount of time you give to the recruitment, the higher the rate of the operators you can get. Most of what you can get from here are 3-star operators, but you shouldn't neglect this. The recruitment is a huge font of green certs and a small font of yellow certs. You can refer to my video, what 1 year of recruitment looks like, if you are interested in the statistics of the system. I will also leave a link in the description for a tool you can use to check what the recruitment tags can give you. And I will also add, the higher the time you pick, less chance there is for the tags to fail. But if you want to save some LMD, you can run 7 hours and 40 minutes when you don't have a good combination. In the gacha, you can use or random or headhunting permits to get operators. It's important to know that you are guaranteed to get a 5-star operator or higher in the first 10 pulls, so it could be the first or it could be the 10th. You will get at least a 5-star in those 10 pulls. After that, the normal rules apply, and you can check them by clicking details on any banner. The beginner banner is a little bit different. You are guaranteed a 6-star in the first 10 pulls, and the cost of it is lower. The game also gives you enough random to roll 10 times in the beginner banner. I will say this briefly, about re-rolling your account. I barely even consider Arknights as a gacha game, and I beat the game with 4-star operators, so I recommend not worrying about what you get unless you have a waifu you want. So, now we know what are the basic currencies, but where do we get more random? From the Annihilation. This is where you can farm your random to a weekly limit. The maps are long and can be difficult to clear for the first time. This is the first map you should try. It's made to be beaten with a squad of high-level Elite Zero operators. It is important to farm to this limit every week. You get many more pulls than this from daily missions, events, and the shop, but I am sure you don't want to waste pulls. The limit will increase when you beat the other maps, but that will come with time. Now, OP. You get the OP from clearing a map for the first time, be it in the story or an event map, as long as you don't let any enemy leak. Since we get new events all the time, OP is plentiful, as long as you don't want to convert all of it to random all the time. For reference, I played as a free-to-play for my first 6 months of game, and even refreshing my sanity to play more, I never felt like I needed more OP. After those 6 months, I started buying the monthly card as a sign of appreciation for the game, because honestly, I don't have a real use for the extra random. That will only depend on your disposition to save up. I should note, in this game, it's very easy to get a 6-star operator, the highest rarity, but it can be very difficult to get a specific 6-star operator. What do I mean? On average, you will get a 6-star every 30 pulls, but there is no cap to how much you have to pull to get exactly the operator you want. And now, a very important part. Where to get more resources to level up your operators. When you enter the terminal, if you go to this option right here, you will be at the supplies page. What stages are open depends on the day of the week, but here you can find stages to farm XP, LMD, furniture parts, skill summaries, vouchers, and chips. You will most likely have to spend some of your time in these stages, farming these resources. Don't worry if you can't get to the last stage, you will have to farm a bit in the early stages to power up your operators. And don't be afraid of using the support system to clear these stages. When you use a support unit, you can't unlock the auto. That means you will have to play the stages manually many times, but maybe that's what you will need before you are strong enough. Just do your best and you will be free from this soon. Of course, you don't need only XP and LMD to upgrade an operator, you also need materials. As a rule in the early game, the further you get, the better the stages will be at giving you materials, but don't force yourself to go further than you can. Farm slowly, use your workshop to convert mats, and raise what you can. Lower rarity operators are easier to raise. Raising a 6-star can be very painful, but that's for you to decide. I will also leave a link in the description where you can check statistics for drop rates of every material. There are tables made by the community out there, but they don't explain everything. It's better to take your own conclusions. And a quick introduction to the base system. Here in the base, you can produce a good amount of XP and LMD to raise your operators. Of course, that will only be true after you finish building the base, so do it as soon as you can. There is a difficult topic on how you should build your base, and I won't guide you through it. But if you really care about being as efficient as possible, or if you are afraid of losing on something, leave your reception room and your office at level 1. Once you are more comfortable with the game, you can decide what to do. Also, here in the base, there is an option to produce more random, but it is the most wasteful thing you can do in this game. If you decide to produce a random in the base, you will be farming absolutely nothing but 3 pulls per week. No XP, no LMD, no fun. Only 3 pulls. So don't worry about it. Now, let me make a TLDR. Always spend green certs and credits, farming the supplies page to raise your operators. Be careful when spending yellow certs and OP. And enjoy Arknights. There is no competition here. The fun is the journey. And the more you worry about the meta and following guides after failing ons, the less of that journey you will enjoy. This was Kuma, and I hope everyone has a very nice day. Peace out.